What's going on, good people out there, and welcome back to another awesome JayNAS podcast right here today on NASG Gameplays. And of course, as always, I am joined with my good friend Jason616. He is our local retro and Nintendo expert, mate. Welcome back again to the JayNAS podcast, buddy. How you feeling?
Yeah, good, man. I just every time you introduce me, I sit in my chair and I'm doing like a dance or something, and I never have a camera on, so I don't know why I even do it. The people will never.
So it's the opposite of camera shy. It's like you get excited in front of a camera where there's no camera.
I know. Well, I get excited in front of a camera when there is a camera as well. So I guess I just automatically think there's one there, and I'm off and going, and no one will ever see the dance I do. I guess that's a good thing that no one will ever see my dance, because
That's
it's a shocker.
right. Oh well, so you reckon you're bad? See me dance, mate.
Bringing
I
out
don't even
the
know it's called dancing.
Bringing out the sprinkler. No.
The shopping trolley. Let's go get some Fruitios.
Wrapping the presents. No.
Yes. Jesus Christ. Oh, God. It's a chicken dance. No. But, guys, of course, as always, tonight, this is episode number 10 on JayNAS Podcast, where we bring you all the latest in PC gaming, console, retro, and Nintendo news. And, of course, tonight, I'm going to talk a little bit about a new PUBG game in development, which is quite exciting. EA security has been breached. Well, actually, it was exposed. A bit more details on that later. One Punch Man game is in development as well, which is quite exciting if you're a One Punch Man fan. And a bit more on Cyberpunk news. I can't leave that game alone, Jay. So I just keep coming back with Cyberpunk. It's nuts.
That's all right. It's like me and the Genesis.
Yeah, exactly.
The Genesis Mini scraping for content.
Yeah, it's juicy. It just milk that content, content teat of Genesis. What? Yeah,
The content teat.
Of Genesis. The Genesis milking content teat udder milking content. What?
Yeah, we'll go with that one.
Anyway.
That sounds great.
Yeah,
it sounds
the
wonderful.
the ultimate udder of milking content. What? Jesus. And of course I got my two honorable mentions and my Do You Feel Old? Yeah, and I thought, just for the bit of fun of it, mate, what do you reckon? I know you'd be keen on it.
Alright.
I have cheekily thought, why don't we have a little bit of a pop quiz? A bit of a pop quiz hot shot. I've decided to write down 10 questions based on the retro years of gaming. I just want to see if you answer them, mate. I want to see if you got your wits about you on some Nintendo stuff. Mate.
Alright, go for it. Test me. See how my retro knowledge goes. I'm going to throw it back to you. I've got no real time to research 10 questions for you, so I'm going to do it on the fly. I'm going to wing it, but it's kind of cool because we're in double figures of podcast now, so 10 questions for episode 10. So you've kind of picked the right one to do it. So
I did. I unconsciously, subconsciously didn't realise that I did that on purposely deliberate by accident. So
hey, no, that's cool, man. And as far as my content goes, there is nothing much going on in my world. I do have a nice little adapter for the Nintendo 64 that will bring it to modern displays, so that's good. So Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony all forming an alliance to oppose Trump in the video game world. So that's, we've got an alliance formed by all three, which is cool. A little bit about Sega and their retro content, or the games coming back, as well as the lads over at the Pokemon Company have actually all voted for their top favourite Pokemon of all time. I've got a bit of a list there. That's a bit of an honourable mention, to be fair. But yeah, and that's all I've got up my sleeve. There's not much happening. And we all can get around the excitement of the PS Store and the Steam sales. Some sales have started. So we can get on that bandwagon too. So that will be fun.
Yeah. A little bit disappointing this time round. There's not really great deals. There's some good deals going on, but it's not as much as as I remember. But yeah, we'll talk about it a bit more later on, man. Yeah, for sure.
And obviously today in gaming, I won't miss that. So yeah.
No, of course not. Of course not, mate. All right, buddy. Are you ready to get this show on the road?
Yep, I'm ready to pedal. Let's go.
Oh, ready to pedal. Excellent. All right, guys, as I've said before, you are back with another JayNAS podcast. Crank up those eardrums. Your ears are about to bleed because you're all about to be all up to date on the latest on PC gaming, console, retro, and Nintendo news. Let's do it. Okay, so as I mentioned before, guys, my first subject is a new PUBG game is in development. So this is extremely interesting. I mean, PUBG took off, as we all know, got to 1 million players in its first couple of months. So, you know, pretty much one of the first of its kind. I mean, there was a couple of other battle royale games that are out, like H1Z1, Minecraft, Hunger Games, and that. So basically, the next PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds game is in development. The game publisher has announced the as yet untitled game is being made by a new studio named Striking Distance, which sounds pretty intriguing, which has appointed ex-Call of Duty and Dead Space developer Glenn Schofield as CEO. The project is seemingly in its infancy, so little is known about the game at present. PUBG Corp's press release states the game is an original narrative experience with the PUBG universe, so that's pretty cool, while Schofield's hints the game might not be a Battle Royale title. Thank fuck. He said a creative the freedom to explore the PUBG universe has me excited about the possibilities, which I view as beyond the battle royale genre. Schofield went into the tweet that the new game is not a sequel to PUBG. So that's exciting stuff if you are a PUBG, good old blue hole fan or whatever, PUBG games fan, all that sort of stuff, or a battle royale game fan in general. Of course, it seems like it's not going to go down the battle royale pathway, but that does sound exciting. I remember when PUBG came out, I was excited to get it. I remember seeing some YouTubers play it. I thought this is a great concept. This is a great aspect of a new kind of game, and I fell in love with PUBG. I was playing the crap out of it for a while, but after I got bored of it pretty quickly, and then of course the Barbra Streisand effect thing happened where people hardly ever hear about something. They don't know about something when something that's big and famous mentions about something else unintentionally. Suddenly they become famous. So the whole Barbra Streisand effect, or the Streisand effect, is what it's known as. It comes down where Streisand found out about some of the paparazzi took pictures of her house, and people didn't know it was her house until she said, "Paparazzi, take down the photos of my house," and people have gone, "That's your house," and now billions of people knew it was her house. So PUBG has come out, years ago, like 2 years ago, something like that. No one ever knew what Fortnite was. Hardly anyone knew about it. And PUBG came out and have gone, we're going to sue Fortnite for copying us. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. I do, actually.
Yeah, see, no one knew about Fortnite. Then PUBG, the biggest game of the time at that moment, come out and goes, we're going to sue Fortnite because they copied us. People have gone, what the fuck is Fortnite? Started researching it, started playing it. Next thing you know, everyone started playing Fortnite. And look at that. It's the most popular game, one of the most popular games in current and possibly of all time. And you could probably thank PUBG for doing that. So these guys are the best example of the Streisand effect. In fact, to a point where I'm probably going to call it the PUBG effect. So, so if you're a PUBG fan or a Fortnite fan or a Battle Royale fan or whatever, that's some great news in the future of development and quite exciting to see. But look, mate, that's topic number 1 for me, mate. I can't wait to hear what you got, buddy.
Sweet. So I'm going to lean it over to the N64. I think we had an argument about the N64 being probably one of our favourite consoles ever. We both you grew up on the N64 to a point, didn't you? Was it?
Well, yeah, mate.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, born in 84. I started off with course Nintendo. And
that's right. We did the 10 best. We named our 5 best Nintendo consoles, didn't we? That's what we did.
Right. Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Anyway, good news. The Super 64 has been announced. If you wonder what the Super 64 is, it's actually an adapter that you plug into your N64, which, where your composite cables go, but it allows you to plug a HDMI into it, so you can actually play it on modern TVs. So it is updating graphics very slightly. It's called the Super 64 Ion or Ion. It's the cool thing is though is it isn't the only benefit that TVs are leaving behind the days of the composite cables or the AV cables, but not only that, it's also upscaling the console's visual output to 480p, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're on a 64, which came out in 96, hey, 480p is pretty damn cool for an N64. You know, I mean, yes, I know we're going into worlds of 4K and shit now, and I get that. But 480p for a 64 is not too bad, and they've really made the design slick. They've tidied it up, and I don't know how they've done that. It's not the cheapest accessory. It's going to cost about $89 Australian, so it's not cheap. But when you think about how much you're paying for a TV these days, splash out another $90 and you can get your 64 connected to it. Not many other retro consoles are doing that. So Nintendo are going back and releasing stuff for their old consoles to now work in the modern world. So things keep pointing in a direction to retro consoles and games might make a comeback. And the more we go along in the weeks, the more it seems to be that might be the case. It's just plug in and play. It's that simple with this. So maybe they will start releasing some more modern cartridge games after this kind of stuff, you know? Why would you go to the effort of creating something for your N64? That just seems weird.
True.
You would have thought that was done 20 years ago. Very odd. But I can't complain. I'm happy about that. So
definitely, mate.
The Super 64 Ion is being dropped tomorrow. It'll be out.
Yeah, I heard about that, mate. It's naturally upscaling from 240 to 480, 4:3 ratio, and that, so making the game playable on a modern day plasma, which is a massive bonus, mate. It's definitely makes it 100% easier on the eyes. That's for sure.
Oh, dude, so much easier on the eyes. So. But anyway, awesome. That's my quick little topic.
Cool, man. Oh, nice. All right, man. Shall I go on with my second topic of the day?
Yeah, dude, do it. Go for it. So,
breaking news: EA Origin security flaw potentially left 300 million players exposed. So, look, it is a bit worrying. That basically EA's Origin security was breached initially. So EA Origins is one of many different platforms for distributing games that features such as Dragon Age series and Sims, blah 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 blah. So unfortunately, the large user base makes the platform a target for security breaches. EA patched the issue, although this flawless left as many as 300 million user accounts exposed to hijacking. Instead of gathering usernames and passwords, the exploit would have allowed hackers to break into accounts using single sign-on tokens instead. The access to tokens function similarity passwords, allowing players to access their accounts using generated codes. This isn't the first time such of instance has happened began such a vulnerability. So the good news is that the vulnerability, not the confirmation of a breach, EA was alerted to the critical vulnerability before it could be exploited by the malicious people. So basically, EA knew that they were exposed as well, and a lot of people accounts could have been hacked at any moment. But they got onto it pretty quick, and they managed to close it down before anything happened. But that's not the point. So EA security is a little bit up and down, which we've always sort of known that. It's not as tight. It's not as tight as Steam, of course, naturally. And there's a couple other, even the PlayStation Network is known to have really weak security as well. So it's a bit unfortunate. I haven't been on my Origin account for a couple of months, so I haven't been able to check it lately. But I'd say that everything would be okay. I haven't used my credit card on that for a long time, and I don't think I even save my details on the EA one. On Steam I do, but on EA I don't. So I'd say I'll be pretty safe. But hopefully, if you do have an EA Origin account, you haven't checked it recently, check it to make sure that you're all good. But there's no reports of hacking. Yes, no reports of hacking and hijacking your account as of yet. So concerning news, but they got onto it pretty quick, which is a good thing.
That's good.
But yeah, man. Yeah. That's my second topic of the day. What else have you got for me, buddy?
We're breezing through these.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I'll talk about Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony forming an alliance to oppose Trump's administration's console tariffs. So import tariffs could cripple next-gen consoles and US game development. So what's happening here is they want to increase Trump, obviously good old Don, he wants to increase the cost of all China-made imports by 25%, including consoles, as 98% of them are coming out of China. So, yeah, over 96% of consoles produced in 2018 are made in China. So, which means all consoles are going to have a price rise of 25% heading forward. Yeah, that's upset a lot of people, and for the first time, they're all banding together. Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony are saying that ain't gonna happen. They're opposing it like you wouldn't believe. And to be fair, I don't blame them. I mean, how expensive some video games come out as a pre-release? It's like $150. Can you imagine going, we're gonna put 25% on that, and consoles as well? I mean, can we afford to put another 25% on a $500 console? I mean, jeez, that's just not good.
No.
It's worrying for us gamers because they're going to keep making it harder and harder for us. And, what happens for the small developers? What happens for them? Because, there's other games that come out of China or games developed in China. A lot of games, like your discs and all that are created overseas and whatnot. They're not done here. It's obviously cheaper over there to mass produce that, and that's what mainly is done. But what about indie games? Like, when it first came out, 7 Days to Die. If you stack another 25% on that, and I don't really know what the hell it is, am I going to buy it? How does that go for those guys? They're just not... They come in at a cheaper rate, but, and people say, it's only... 25% is a big mark. If it was only like 5% or something like that, maybe stretched to 10, even that would be a bit crippling. 25% is a quarter of the price. It's a big mark.
Huge.
I mean, why? What's the point?
Because Donald Trump is an idiot.
He's a fucking... Oh. Anyway, I'm not going to run down the beloved president of the United States of America. What does it matter to us? I mean, we don't have to deal with him. Although we can't even keep a prime minister, for fuck's sake. Who are we to say?
Yeah,
but
yeah, exactly.
But, dude, that is brutal. That is brutal. And hearing that news, it's like, oh, God. I'm glad they've bounded together, because that could screw Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony. Even though they're all competing, they're all going to suffer the same fate here. And now, so there's not much more on it other than that so far. That only broke about 12 hours ago, that news. So there's not all too much to cover on it, but I'm going to definitely be looking at that over the next couple of weeks to see what happens. Yeah, not good. And, they're going to take a stab at the US game development as well. So, not good. For all of us gamers, really. It's not good for most of us, so we'll see what happens.
Not at all, man. Not at all, buddy. It sucks balls.
Yeah.
All right, man. Shall I continue with my third topic?
Yeah, go for it, man. Go for it.
Cool. Excellent. All right. As I mentioned before, the famous or the infamous or everyone's favourite anime character, or not so favourite, but somewhere up the top of most people, is, of course, One Punch Man. So One Punch Man, a game is in development for One Punch Man. It's going to be called One Punch Man: A Hero Nobody Knows, coming to PC, PS4, and Xbox One. After a couple of years of a successful manga and anime, an official One Punch Man game has finally been announced via a press release titled One Punch Man: A Hero Nobody Knows. It will be making its way to PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One at some point in the near future, giving us all a chance to play as some of our favourite heroes and villains. On the off chance you're unfamiliar with One Punch Man, the premise is very straightforward. In a world full of heroes and monsters, Saitama is a caked bald man whose training from hell has made him so strong that he defeats almost every monster with a single punch, which is really cool. So I'm a bit of a fan of the One Punch series. I've seen bits and pieces. I haven't actually sat down and watched the whole season yet. I've been trying to get my hands on it, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty funny. I love how chilled he is as a character. He's just sort of very monotone and very laid back. But it's true that he pretty much destroys everything with just one punch, and it's just funny. All the fight scenes are is just people trying to rub him up the wrong way, and he just sort of ignores them, and then next thing he just turns around and just punches them, and it's pretty classic, mate. So that's a pretty cool little thing to hear. It looks like we don't really know if it's going to be like a beat 'em up bit like the whole Dragon Ball Z thing. Is it going to be anything like that, or is it going to be like an open world thing? So I reckon I like that, some sort of linear open world thing and like series of punches and beat 'em ups. That would be pretty cool. There is an announcement trailer that you can watch. I think gives you a bit more of an idea. So I quite like the sound of it. I'll check a bit more about it, a bit more detail. But that's definitely exciting stuff, man. So yeah, mate, that's topic number 3 for me. What else have we got from you, buddy?
All right, cool. So the Pokemon Company have compiled the greatest Pokemon. According to the Pokemon companies, everyone got together and casted their votes. How much do you know about Pokemon?
Bits and pieces.
And the first one, the 251, I could probably give a good stab at, but after that, I kind of lost, where Pokemon went. But in a top list of Pokemon, I know there's like up to Generation 8, maybe 9 coming out now with Sword and Shield. I can't keep track. I think it might be 9, might be 8. Who knows? Too many. There's like 900 things and 3 ice creams and 1 chair that's a Pokemon. I don't know. They're just creating any random shit now. What ones would you expect to see in a top 10 that you think would be quite well known and on this list?
Now you're asking. See, the first season of Pokemon came out when I was like 15, so like in 1999 or something like that. So, and that's all I really remember much of Pokemon. So of course, you have to see, in the top list, I can only really expect to see something like Pikachu, Raichu, Bulbasaur, Charmeleon, Charmander, Squirtle, Wartortle.
Your originals.
Yeah, Pidgeotto, Pidgeot, all those things and all that sort of stuff, man. Of course, Meowth would have to be in there. Drowsy.
Well, there's so many things as well, because you've got to take in the animes, the movies, the games.
Yeah.
There's so much of Pokemon to take in. So I'm going to kick off the list at number 10. Right, number 10, you have Dragonite.
Right, can't even think of it.
Yeah, it's the final evolution of Dratini. It's like almost legendary. Number 9, you've got Eevee.
Okay, yep.
So, number 8 is Gardevoir, which is Generation 3, don't know much about. 7, Lucario, don't know much about as well, but I know him. 6 is Umbreon, the evolution, which is very weird because he's not a very famous evolution. 5 is Blaziken, which I've heard of, don't know a fucking thing about. Here's where it gets interesting though. Number 4 is Bulbasaur. So Bulby picks up place number 4. 3 is Arcanine. Who, fun fact, Arcanine was actually meant to be the 4th legendary Pokemon in the first series. When Ash walks into the Pokemon Center, he's got the 3 legendary birds and an Arcanine on the poster behind him for the legendary. So, number 2 is Gengar.
Yeah, Gengar, yeah.
Gengar was one of my favorites. Gengar and Scyther were 2 badasses. And number 1 was Charizard.
Yeah.
No Pikachu.
No. He's done himself. There's just a whole movie about him, that's all. But yeah, all right. No worries.
And I will say, Gengar only lost to Charizard by 4 votes.
Okay.
So that was damn close. But that's just a more of a little fun fact. But for those Pokemon fans listening, you would probably know more about 4 of them than I did. But I was just excited to see my boy Gengar on the list. Ghosting it up.
Yeah, your boy.
My boy. He's not really a boy, he's dead. But anyway. That got dark pretty quickly, but
Yeah, it did. Okay. For those that don't know Gengar, you know now.
You know now. He's just a dead Pokemon.
Interesting.
And he can eat your dreams and give you nightmares.
Awesome. It's great. Fantastic.
All right, let's try.
Freddy Krueger's little pet.
Let's try and pick this podcast up out of the bin and carry on, shall we?
We'll get there. Well, I'm gonna carry it on with my 4th topic, and it is, of course, more on Cyberpunk, which I'm sure everyone's sick of by now, but I'm not.
I love Cyberpunk. I want to hear more about it, and I want to hear who I can be.
Well, they've definitely got it. If they're not sick of it, they'll be sick of it now because they're about to find out. Because Cyberpunk is actually going to be 80 gig in size when it's released at the very least. There's no talk, of course, of day one patch or anything like that yet because people don't really know. It's not even in pre-alpha. So it's going to be at least 80 gig, not to mention maybe a possibly 20, 30 gig day one patch. And that's also not including DLCs, extra content that comes 3, 6, 12 months later, depending on the roadmap. I mean, like, for example, at the moment, at 105 gig is Red Dead Redemption 2. I mean, right now, I remember when GTA 5 was released, that was 60 gig, and that's now about 85 gig, 86 gig, with all the DLC and content that you get from that as well. So, I mean, Cyberpunk's going to go the way with Witcher, and it's going to add like main story DLCs and all that sort of stuff. Whether they bring multiplayer into it later on, I'm not too sure. I can tell you now, this game's going to get about 110 to 120 gig. I can almost guarantee 12 months later if the roadmap develops it.
Yeah, I know.
Over a 12-month period. So
I know the pain of that, man. Because I just had to reinstall GTA 5 the other day. It fucking took me two fucking days. Yeah, because the GTA servers, as you know, aren't exactly the kindest.
No.
Oh, nightmare. No, nightmare.
So, I mean, that's a good thing and a bad thing. I mean, that means there's a lot of detail. It's going to be a huge game. It's going to be a massive map. I can't wait to hear how big the map is and things like that. But, of course, depending on the roadmap releases and all that sort of stuff, between 6 to 12 months, I reckon it will grow to 110, 120 gig in its first 12 months. So, it's definitely interesting. There's going to be endless things to do. I mean, it's like what Todd Howard said with the next Elder Scrolls. It's going to be a 10-year game. I reckon this is going to be a 10-year game as well. So it's good news. It's going to be worth the money that you spend. It's a day one game for me, that's for sure. So so good stuff, but stressing stuff, but good stuff. But hopefully my internet's improved by the time I get there, and I can install it overnight, hopefully, and go from there, basically, mate. But that's topic number 4 for me.
And hopefully you can start streaming, because I want to jump into your streams for a change.
Yes, definitely, man. It would be very nice to hopefully get a nice stable internet fast enough for me to start streaming. That would be very good.
It would be good. I streamed Dying Light this morning. That was good fun. And Dying Light is on the Steam sales, and that's one we wanted to play. So
it is.
Could be fun.
But yeah, man, I've just got my honourable mentions, buddy.
All right, cool. Well, I'll do my last little honourable mention. I've only got the one honourable mention. And that is the fact that Sega has come out and said, we are not worried about overwhelming our audiences with our retro content. They are quite happy to re-release its retro library of games on each and every system, because they are selling, they are selling. So Sega Europe's John Clark defended the company's decision to chum out these classic titles time and time again, explaining how it would never overwhelm its audience with retro content and would continue to make it as accessible as possible. So they are still banging out classics, hence the Mega Drive Mini and the PS4 games, the Mega Drive Classics or whatever it's called. It's currently working on the Ages line for the Switch eShop as well. So that's looking good. And honourable mention as well, I actually finally became a Nintendo Switch Online member. I'm a PlayStation Plus member. I'm now a Switch Online member. And I tell you what, man, straight away they gave me Tetris 99 for free, that's the way it is anyway. But now they've given me access to the Nintendo Entertainment System Retro Online section as well. I got to play it. You can play the original Super Marios with someone else being Luigi that's not sitting next to you on the couch, and you can play online together. And same with some old NES games are now online that you can play with friends. And I got to check it out with a good friend of mine. He calls himself the Retro Nurse, all the way in Tennessee. And we actually played Excite Bike together on our Switches, playing a Nintendo Entertainment System game. So it's good to see that Nintendo are blasting online retro games out. It is awesome to see. So, shout out, an honourable mention to Nintendo, because they are pumping out their old games, kind of like Sega, but they are turning them to the online world, which is surreal. Absolutely surreal. Yeah, and we've been craving some of them for ages. Hopefully, they then start doing the Super Nintendo library, and you could play like Mario World with 2 people, or Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo, 2 of you on the original Mario Kart, like on different Switches and stuff like that online. That would be cool. Or imagine having an 8-player original Mario Kart race with 8 people from around the world. That's pretty cool. It's just a thought. And hopefully they continue to release their NES and then their SNES library, because I don't think the Switch is going to continue for a while, I think. I don't think they're going to look at creating another Nintendo console anytime soon, because it is smashing it in the sales. So, anyway, that's my honourable mention. I'll throw it back to you.
All right, buddy. All right, I'll smash out my honourable mentions. Got a couple of goodies. So the first one is an interesting little thing I stumbled upon, was that the God of War reboot considered dropping Kratos and his son, and his son Atreus, basically in the new God of War. They almost didn't make it at all, and yet it's gone on to win Game of the Year. So the people's idea was to drop him. Hopefully they've lost their bloody jobs. So apparently the God of War reboot PlayStation nearly cut Atreus, and the now game director has confirmed that there were discussions about doing away with the main hero as well. In an appearance at Game Lab in Spain this week, Barlog said there were people telling him that Kratos had to go. Early in discussion, people were saying that we had to get rid of Kratos. Barlog said, as reported by Eurogamer, it was like, he's annoying, he's done. So I thought that was absolute...
He's a staple.
Bollocks. Absolute bollocks when I first heard that. And, and like I said, it's just so funny that these people that have come out, they're probably SJWs, in my opinion, and they've probably come out and have said, we've got to change this up, blah, 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 blah. And like I said, whoever came up with the idea of this, I hope they've been sacked, because that game went on to win Game of the Year. So I hope they feel like absolute idiots and handed in the resignation, and I'm sure they'll lay low in the next, brainstorming boardroom of ideas of the next game development for any company. So, I couldn't feel any dumber if I was one of those people that said, we've got to get rid of Kratos. Let's make a new God of War, but with no Kratos.
Dumb as hell.
Absolutely, man. So that was absolute crap. And of course, my second honourable mention, something I'm extremely excited about, is the most recent, is the RLCS. So RLCS stands for Rocket League Championship Series. It is the big show. It is the big gun for the World Rocket League Pros. It's my most exciting event on my calendar. There's other events as well, like DreamHack and Gfinity Elite Series and all that sort of stuff. So it's best way I explain to people is like you've got the major tennis events. So you've got Wimbledon, you've got Australia's Cup, and they're the big ones. They're the big shows. All the big people come to play in those, and if you win those, that's massive. It's massive money. Your ranking goes up and all that sort of stuff. And it's the same with RLCS. I mean, RLCS is the biggest. Whatever team wins that, they are the world champions. They are the best of the best. So, of course, my honourable mention is, of course, the team Renault Vitality. They won RLCS just last week against G2. Renault Vitality consists of Scrub Killer, Fairy Peak, one of my favourite players of all time, and captained by K-Dop. And of course, they played against G2, against Rizzo, who's one of my favourites as well, Chicago, and captained by JayNAS. It was the best of 7 games, and Renault Vitality won 4-1. So it was Fairy Peak's and Scrub Killer's first World Championship Series win, and it was K-Dop's third. K-Dop now holds the record for the most World Champion Series wins. He is considered arguably the best player in Rocket League history. So very exciting stuff for Renault Vitality. It's actually their first year. It's their first season as players together. And of course, bit of a breakdown. Scrub Killer and Fairy Peak are considered the best players, some of the best players in the world. They've sit in the top 5 1v1 players in the world for probably the last 3 years. So they're considered the best ball chasers. So there's different styles of playing Rocket League, and ball chasing is sort of a play style, and they're considered the best ball chasers in the world. So ball chasers are more ones players than threes, because RLC is 3v3, what's called standard. And K-Dop was also a good ones player as well, but he turned a lot more of his attention to threes and became one of the best threes players in the world, and is now considered the world's best player. So Scrub Killer also got away with the MVP. And Scrub Killer is only 15 years old, and it was his first World Championship Series as well. I think it was Fairy Peak's third, but it was his first win, and it was their first time playing as Red Hot Vitality together. So Scrub Killer, Fairy Peak, and K-Dop, congratulations. Bad luck, of course, to Rizzo, Chicago, and JayNAS. These guys, I love these guys. They're great players. Rizzo's got a great YouTube channel, along with Sis from Rogue, and of course Cloud9 got eliminated in the semi-finals, which was quite surprising by Renault, but well deserved by Renault. They got clean swept as well. So Renault won 4 straight games against Cloud9. Cloud9 didn't even win one game, which is quite surprising. It was Cloud9's last year's world champions. Last year's world champions, I believe. So it was just a bit of a weird one there with C9. They were front runners to win it, along with NRG, but no, G2 and Renault came out on top, and like I said, a big congratulations to them. So yeah, man, that's my honourable mentions, buddy.
All right, cool. Well, should we get to do you feel old yet or whatnot, or should we do our little quiz first? Because we always end on the do you feel old yet?
Do you feel old yet? And Disdain Gaming. Let's do a quiz. All right, buddy. Well, look, mate, as I mentioned at the start of it, I thought just a bit of fun. We might have a little bit of a quiz show, so I might play a little bit of quiz show music and cue the music. So, all right, mate. Step onto the stage there, my good friend Jason616. I have 10 quiz questions for you. I want to test your retro knowledge, mate. So, as I mentioned, I've got 10 questions.
Pumping.
Oh, come on, mate, you'll be right. So I've got 10 questions for you. The spotlight is on. You got to try and guess as many of these 10 questions correct. Each question you will get 10 points, and I'll mark it as correct, of course, naturally. And you obviously is going to do the same for me.
So 10 points per question, was it, or 1 point per question? Sorry.
10 points per question, and there's 10
cool.
questions.
So 100 points I'm going for here.
100 points you're going for, and of course the grand prize is Bragging Whites, who has the most knowledge in the gaming scene and gaming industry, buddy. So of course I'm going to win this, but we'll have to wait and see, mate. So are you ready to go, Jason, for your first question?
Yep, bring it on.
Oh, all right, buddy. So don't worry, these are pretty easy. So if you fuck them up, you're an idiot. No, just kidding. So
hopefully you got a couple of hard ones in there, because I don't want to just. I mean, I've had to look for quiz questions as we're going here, so I don't know what kind of stuff you're going to get given to you.
No, you're right. This is exciting. I can't wait for it. All right. Question number 1. Are you ready?
Yes.
Jason, tell me, who are the developers of Donkey Kong Country?
Is that Rare?
Correct. Very good. Well done. Yeah, you got 10 points, buddy.
That's it. I'm happy now. As long as I don't get, as long as I get something right.
So you've got at least 10 points.
Yes,
You can
I'm on the
retire.
board.
You're good. All right, question number 2. What is the profession of Mario?
What is the profession of him originally, or... Because he was known for a
what
plumber.
is-
He was known for a plumber. But in the
Mhm.
very first game, I believe he was a carpenter. In Donkey
Okay,
Kong, he was a carpenter, but I'm going to say plumber.
Well, all right. So let's all right. So I'll rephrase my question. In the game Mario Brothers, what is Mario's profession?
Plumber.
All right. Well, ding, ding, ding. Yes, you got that correct. So that's
Alright, cool.
that's 20 points. So I should have been a little bit more specific. I completely forgot about pre Mario Brothers, but yeah, you'll get that. That's all right.
Sweet.
So if you don't get this next one, you're an idiot. All right.
All right.
Jason, I need you to name the shield that Link uses in Breath of the Wild.
What's the old classic? It's the Hylian shield, isn't it?
Correct, Jason.
Yes.
Well done, mate. That is 3 for 3. You're on 30 points, buddy.
Got it hanging up
30
in my
points.
room. I'd be an idiot if I didn't get that
Yes.
one.
That's what I just said, didn't I?
Yeah, I would be a fucking idiot. Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
I've got a couple of tough ones for you. Mate, I wouldn't be surprised if you don't get this one.
All right,
okay?
cool.
I need you, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
What is the name of the main character from the Monkey Island series?
Oh, God. I'm just gonna take a guess because what I don't know it. So here we go. I'm gonna call it Clive.
Clive?
Yep, I'm going with Clive.
Jason? You are, believe it or not, incorrect.
Oh God, didn't see that coming. I can't believe it. Can't believe it.
Yeah. What a shame. Nah. So the name of the main character in the Monkey Island series is Guybrush Threepwood.
That was close.
So, yeah, pretty close. You're about a whole entire 10 syllables off, but yeah, mate, pretty close. All right, question number 5, mate.
Clive,
I'm
anyway.
sure you'll get this one.
All right.
What was the name Clive? I wish his name was Clive. Yeah, I'll change it. No, I need another naming of a main character, mate. I need you to name for question number 5 the main character you play as in Shadow Man on Nintendo 64.
Shadow Man. I'm not familiar with Shadow Man at all. Not familiar at all.
Well, let me put it this way: you can probably have a guess because I'm pretty sure you'll get a lot closer than Guybrush Threepwood because the name's actually a bit more normal.
I'm not going to say
so-
Clive.
If I say Clive, I'll give you a hint. It's quite a common name. In fact, he is the same name as one of your closest friends.
Michael.
Holy shit, you did it. I don't know how you did it. You did it. So that's 40 points, correct.
Give me 5 points for that because you kind of gave it away.
Well, I gave you a hint. I mean, you could have said any name. I mean, think about it. You could have said any name.
I have one friend.
No, you don't.
No, I
you
don't. I have 4.
All right. Yeah. Let's just say 40 for the sake of the podcast. So,
I'm
all right, you have
famous,
a total.
I swear.
All right, you are halfway through, buddy. How you feeling?
I'm feeling semi-confident. Because you threw out a couple of
you're
games there that I didn't know about, so...
Well, look, mate. I reckon you'll get the rest of it. There's a little bit of a tricky one in there. It wouldn't surprise me if you say one thing instead of the other. So it's quite interesting. So you're on 40 points, mate. You've got 4 out of 5 so far. Question number 6. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Jason, I need you to name 3 planets or sectors from the Lilac Wars game on Nintendo 64.
Cool. Alright, Corneria. I'm going to go with... Oh, I can do Sector X, Y, and Z, but that's cheating. So I'll do Corneria. I'll do Venom. And I will do... Solar, which is the sun. Or I'll go Aquos.
Are they your final answers?
Yeah, I just said a whole bunch.
Mate, they're all correct.
Yeah.
That's fine. Ding, ding, ding.
I was
ding,
like,
ding, ding.
I could
That's
just
fine.
say sector X, Y, and Z, but that'd be cheating. So I tried throwing a few different ones in there. All right, cool.
I'm glad you did that. I'm glad you did that because I didn't realise how easy it would be to say just X, Y, and Z, and you would have gotten all three. So it didn't click. So, all right, mate. So, number 7.
Mm-hmm.
This is a who am I question. So, I'm
Ooh.
going to describe a character from a game, and you have to guess it.
All right, cool.
So, what I'm going to do is I am going to put a 30-second timer on my phone,
All right,
and
cool.
I'm going to explain it best I can within that 30 seconds. I'm going to give descriptions over 30 seconds, and if you don't get it within 30 seconds, you are done. So what's going to happen is I am going to explain it over about 20 seconds, and you have 10 seconds left. So when I'm done, I'll say 10 seconds left. Are you ready?
Okay, yep.
Okay. Hang on. What am I doing?
I don't
What's going on here? I'm coming. I'm coming. Right, here we go. Time starts now. I am considered half dragon, half turtle. I do breathe fire, and I'm quite loud, aggressive, and scary and intimidating. I'm famous for being a villain in a platforming game. I'm also known to steal a one princess.
That's Bowser.
10 seconds. Bowser, you have 8 seconds. Is that your final answer?
Bowser, yep.
Locking it in?
Locking it in.
Locking it in, and your time is up. Jason, you are correct.
Yes.
Well done. Excellent job. By the way, there will be like ding, ding, ding sound effects and all that sort of stuff when I say correct. You can't hear it now, but you know what I mean.
You know, yeah.
So,
in post-production.
just-
post-production.
Yeah. And they'll hear it also, just for the sake of it. So, Jason, question number 8. Are you ready?
Yep, let's go.
I need you to name the 2 fighters that have identical fighting styles in Street Fighter 2.
That would be Ryu and Ken.
Correct. That is 70 points for you, mate. All right. Question number 9. Now, this might be a little bit of a tricky one because there'll be a little bit of smoke and mirrors here for you, buddy. Here's what I want you to do. I need you to name the gun that you start off with in James Bond's GoldenEye 007 on 64. What is the name of the gun that you start off with at the very start of the game?
That would be the silenced PP7.
Oh, Jason, you got it correct.
Yes.
Yeah, got it. Well done. I was kind of expecting you to say the PP7 and not say silence, and I would have been like, oh, I kind of can't give it to you, mate, because it's the silence PP7.
I was like, yeah, this is going to be a trick one. I knew it was. I was like, yeah, I'm going to say the
Yes.
full name.
Yes. All right, mate. So, same thing again, just like question 8, but this time it's a game. So I'm going to describe a game over 20 seconds. I give you 10 seconds left. All right?
All right,
You need to
cool.
tell me what game it is.
Okay.
Time starts now. I am considered as one of the greatest beat-em-ups of all time. I am considered one of the first to use photographic sprite texture technology. I also have considered unique fighting styles for all my characters, and one of the first games, or the first game, to introduce final finishing moves at the end. You have 10 seconds.
Classic beat 'em ups.
You have
I'm going to go
5
with
seconds.
the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Final answer?
Yeah, I'm not confident.
Jason, your time is up.
Mm.
You are incorrect.
Yeah. I thought I was going to go down on that one.
So the correct answer was Mortal Kombat.
Is that a beat 'em up though?
Yeah, better one.
Oh, I thought it was just a fighting. I thought beat 'em ups were a bit different, but you're
Yeah, well, you mean like a side-scrolling fighter?
yeah, that's what I call beat 'em ups. But I guess all fighting games can be beat 'em ups. So
Initially. So
no, fair play.
right. So a little bit of communication breakdown. I thought you would have gotten it with one of the greatest beat 'em ups, photographic sprite technology, incorporating finishing moves and all that sort of stuff.
Now you say it. Yeah, what am I doing? But I
If
thought
if I said fatalities, you would have got it.
got it straight away. Yeah, no, you're right. I should have got that one. That was a very, very dumb point to give away.
It was It was a tricky one. But, Jace, 8 out of 10, mate. 8 out of 10. I'm sure there'll be a big argument in the comments about how I should have said that question, but yes. But look,
might get that one comment.
Mate,
we'll see.
Yeah, maybe 1.5. So we'll wait to see. Developers of Mortal Kombat does a comment and he goes, "It's one of these games." Oh, fuck, you're right, mate. So, mate, what do you think of those questions, mate? Were they quality? What do you reckon?
Yeah.
Harder than what you thought? Easier than what you thought?
Some of them were easier, some of them were harder, but like there were, there's a few trick ones in there. I mean, yeah, I reckon you did pretty damn well. To be honest, I think you did pretty damn well.
Mate, that's what I do best. All right.
So I ended up on 80 points then.
80 points. So I got to get at least 9 out of 10 right.
Yeah.
Doubt it.
Do you have a backup question in case we draw?
I can come up with one.
All right, cool. Okay. Miss NASG, are you ready to take the stage?
No, I'm throwing up as we speak.
Okay.
Just kidding.
So these are the questions I found in the past 45 minutes. Are you ready?
Let's go for it.
NASG, question number 1.
Yes. Right.
What's the best-selling video game console of all time out of the next 4 options? A, the Nintendo Entertainment System. B, the Xbox 360. C, the Nintendo DS. Or D, the PlayStation 2.
Oh, you're a bastard. You're a bastard. I know what it is too, but you threw one in there and it threw me off. I knew what it was, but you threw me off.
I'm going to give you 10 seconds.
PlayStation 2.
D, is that your final answer?
Yes. Lock it in. Lock it in, mate. Lock it in.
PlayStation 2?
Eddie. Lock it in, Eddie.
Is the best-selling video game console of all time. That is 10 points.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yes.
Okay. Would you consider yourself a fan of the Doom series?
Absolutely.
Okay. Question number 2. In the original Doom, were you able to select your character?
In the original Doom, were you able to select your character? Shit. I'm gonna go with no, false. You couldn't.
NASG, that is correct.
Yeah,
you weren't able to. That's 20 points.
I thought there was like a little secret ending thing that I might have missed and I couldn't remember. But no, good stuff.
You're on the board. 2 for 2. 2 for 2. Okay, here we go. Question number 3. Which year was the PlayStation 4 released?
The year of PlayStation 4 being released?
Correct. Yep.
That, my friend, was the year 2011.
2011, your final answer for the PS4?
I could almost tell you the date of it as well.
What's the date then?
No, I can't remember.
All right, 2011 was your last chance for the PS4. Locked in.
Hang on. No, wait a minute. What am I talking about? 2011? No, it wasn't 2011. Wait a minute. No, it wasn't 2011. Oh shit! What have I done?
I'll give you 10 seconds.
All right, give me 10 seconds.
No Googling you.
All right. I'm going to go with the year 2013.
That is correct.
Final answer. Yeah, final answer. Lock it in.
Are you Googling?
No, not at all. You'll hear my keyboard. You know how that my keyboard is.
Oh God, yes. Yeah, your bloody keyboard.
No.
All right.
Because I remember it being around. I remember it being released around my daughter's birthday.
Oh,
And I
there you
remember
go.
I remember picking up my PlayStation, and I picked it up from JB Hi-Fi. I took it home, and I had to go see my daughter. And I was like, and it was her birthday, and I was like, oh, I want to play a PlayStation, but it's my daughter's birthday. So, and my daughter was born in 2011. That's why I said 2011. But I'm like, hang on, she was born in 2011, not a birthday. Her birthday was. I remember her turning like 2 or something like that. So
Oh,
it was
yeah,
2013,
fair enough.
So, there you go.
Alrighty. Question number 4. You're 3 for 3 here. You're doing well.
All right.
Which character of Brutal Legend is voiced by Lemmy Kilmister from Motorhead?
Repeat the question.
Which character of Brutal Legend is voiced by Lemmy Kilmister from Motorhead?
You're a bastard.
You said
He
you're a
is-
Brutal Legend fan?
I am. He is. Isn't he the Spider King?
Spider King, final answer?
Final answer.
That is incorrect.
Oh fuck! Damn it! What's the name of his character?
Well, I gave you. Lemmy Kilmister was called the Kill Master.
That's it. That's right. The Kill Master. Because there's a spider that spins webs made out of guitar strings, and he uses her webs to make bass strings to bring people back to life.
Mm.
So that's right.
Mm.
That's right. He's the Kill Master.
So, incorrect on that one.
Bugger.
Alright, you're 1 down. You've got to get the rest correct to win this. Okay, here we go. Question number 5. Notch
Do it.
is the world famous designer of which video game?
Repeat the question.
Notch, Notch, is the world famous designer of which video game?
Notch.
I can give you a clue.
All right. Give me a 50-50. Ask the audience.
It's one of the highest selling video games of all time, as well as hailing from the country of Sweden. There's not many best video games selling from Sweden, so that should narrow it down for you. Gonna give you 10 seconds there.
I can't even think.
And it's not Clive.
Thanks, mate.
Alright, you're out of time, unfortunately, NASG.
Yes.
The answer was Minecraft.
All right. That's why I wouldn't know.
Greatest video, one of the greatest selling games of all time from Sweden.
Yes. Didn't even think of that. Unlucky for me.
Okay. Question number 6. So these 4 have to be right.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the main character of Grand Theft Auto 4?
Oh, Jesus. Oh, no. It's not CJ.
You're a GTA guy?
Not of the past ones, not of the other ones.
Well,
GTA 5.
GTA 4 wasn't too long ago, though.
Is it Vincent? Vincent?
I'll give you a clue.
Yeah.
I'll give you the name of his cousin, which might help you. His cousin was called Roman Bellic.
No, I can't think of it.
Spaghettios.
What is it?
The answer was Nico Bellic.
Oh, of course, Nico. That's right. I couldn't, because he's like Russian, isn't he?
Yeah, is he
Couldn't remember.
yeah, something, he's Slavic anyway.
Yeah, or something like that. That's right.
Okay.
Unlucky.
What does the term PvE mean in video game activities?
PvE. Player versus everyone.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Or I would have taken player versus environment as well.
Oh, okay, player versus environment.
Okay, so you have unfortunately lost out on this one. You are unanswered down below, but I will finish for you anyway, so...
That's good. I mean, I'm sure one of the questions is a bonus round where I can earn extra points.
Yeah, I might give you that. Alright, next question. Which is the name, or what is the name, of the final course in all Mario Kart video games?
Oh. Jesus. You have to be an idiot to not know this one.
Go on then.
Call me an idiot, because I don't... No. Rainbow Road.
Locking in Rainbow Road. That answer is indeed correct.
Very nice. So what am I on? 50 points?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, you're on 50 points. 2 questions to go.
Alright, let's do it.
Which video game holds the record for having the highest budget ever to be produced? Now keep in mind that this franchise is huge and is still huge today and is still selling copies, and it continues to grow even though it was released some time ago. 4 years now, I think. And another clue, we did mention it earlier on the podcast, talking about video games.
Biggest budget on record.
Highest budget ever of a production of a video game. With an estimated budget of about 256 million.
Because I remember Rockstar having something to do with that. And Red Dead Redemption popped in my head. But I thought, I can't remember it being Red Dead Redemption. So I'm going to have to go with Grand Theft Auto 5.
Grand Theft Auto 5? That is correct.
Yeah, I thought so. Because I knew it was Rockstar.
60 points. Okay. I'm going to give you one final question, okay? Now this one, I hope you know it. You're going to walk into my world, okay?
Oh, yes.
What does the NES stand for?
What does it stand for? It stands for the Nintendo Entertainment System.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Yes. So unfortunately, buddy, 70 points.
That's alright. I'll get you next time.
In episode number 20, when we'll get from one person listening to us to 2 people listening to us. And
yeah, possibly.
it will mean so much more.
bit more worth it.
How do you rate my
Or-
questions though? Was mine that hard? Were they easy
They
enough?
weren't. They weren't too bad, mate. They actually weren't too bad. So I was. I mean, there was a couple there I should have known. I mean, I definitely wouldn't have. I've guessed the Minecraft one. I should have known the Brutal Legends one. That's for sure. As soon as you said it, and of course, I did. I couldn't just think of his name because I haven't played much of GTA 4, and I couldn't really remember. But I knew he had a funny name and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, man.
I just
it's,
remember the conversation. Hey Nico, wanna go bowling?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but there were
For an annoying dick, you're a pretty annoying dick. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
hey, cousin. no, you did well, man. 7 out of 10 is not too bad. It's not too bad.
Yes.
And I'm amazed I managed to slap some questions together, to be honest. I'm more amazed at that than my 80 points.
That's pretty good, man.
But
Pretty good
I'll
dude.
take my bragging rights for the rest of this podcast, which is probably about 5 minutes. So these bragging rights are well earned.
Yeah, extra 10 points.
Only just.
Yes.
I mean, I should have... to be fair, I mean, you gave me 10 points for saying Michael. You know? So, we're pretty even.
Yes. All right, man. Shall you do your This Day in Gaming?
Yeah, man. This day in gaming. Okay. We need a little jingle for that. We need a little
Yes.
jingle.
Yeah, sound a bit something like this.
Today in video game history. That's perfect.
So-
yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, they're perfect. Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect. Excellent.
If you watch NAS's version, it's going to be a completely different jingle to mine. Just gonna throw it out there. You listen to his, completely different.
Yeah, great. Excellent.
Okay, here we go. 1991. Going back to the system that finished our little 10-question quiz on the NES. It was the very first ever appearance of Bomberman. Now, he was a different Bomberman to what he came to be. He wasn't the classic Bomberman we know on the Super Nintendo, but he was Bomberman nonetheless, and it was his first appearance on the NES in Japan. He was released in 1991, so all hail the Bomberman. It's one of my favourite franchises ever, man. That multiplayer on Bomberman is intense. So, yeah, 1991, that's what, 28 years?
Yeah, man.
And he's still around today. God
It's,
bless that little man.
That's nuts, mate. That is absolute nuts.
But I'm sure
All right, mates.
you're going to make me feel even older than 91, because
Yes.
I was 1.5 then. So,
Mate, I've got a good one for you. So, excuse me. All right, so 24 years ago
alrighty.
on this day, 24 years ago on this day, Doom 2 was released.
Ooh, Doom 2.
Yeah, Doom 2 was released
Wow,
24 years ago.
that
Yes.
doesn't feel like Doom's been around that long.
I know, mate. I feel like I'm just a kid just playing Doom just yesterday.
Jesus,
But, yes.
crazy.
Yeah, man. I was, how old was I? I was, yeah, I remember being, 10 years old when that came out, Doom 2. So I remember being about 7 or 8 when Doom original one came out.
That's
So,
crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's absolute nuts. But yeah, man, exciting stuff.
It is exciting stuff. It is indeed.
Yeah.
And I've actually got a copy. I've downloaded it, but I haven't installed it. You know how I do kind of Unreal Engine kind of games sometimes, where it's like remakes of classics but look newer. I've done it with Zelda. And I played a bit of Pod Racer as well, although I haven't done a video of that, which I should. I have one of the original Doom. So, you might want to get that off me to do a video for your channel. If you're a Doom guy, this is chaos. It's good. I've saw a little preview of it, and I've downloaded the files. I haven't installed it. I want to, but you might want to get a copy of it. Or I might send you a little snippet or something, because it's cool ways of creating videos of things that aren't actual proper games. It's interesting. I've done one recently, which I'm not going to announce what's happening, what game it is. But yeah, dude, if you love Doom, then you'll soak your pants at this one.
Oh yeah, give it a good soaking. Yeah.
All right, dude. Is that us all wrapped up?
Let's wrap it up, mate. Anything else you got to say before we do?
Just subscribe to me on YouTube. I'm fantastic.
Yes, absolutely. As of course, and if you're on my YouTube channel, listening to it, you're most likely subscribed, and if not, then subscribe. So that's why you're on my channel. But apart from that, we are going to wrap this up, buddy. A really good night, really good show as always. Everybody, you are all up to date on the latest on PC, console, retro, and Nintendo gaming. And of course, Jason, thanks very much for joining me.
No
as
problems,
always,
man.
Make sure you go onto Jason's channel. I will leave a link in the description below to go check out his version of his podcast, and make sure you subscribe while you're there. And of course, as always, Jace.
Same goes if you're on my channel. Look in that description. Click the little show more bit. Go down, NASG gameplays. Click that little link there to his channel. Click subscribe. Click the notification bell. Click yes, I want to receive stuff, and receive everything. Receive everything.
Yes.
Just and if
Yes, you want to send me money. Yes, you want to.
Yeah.
Give me keys to your house. Yes, you want to give me a Ferrari. Yes.
And then also go follow NASG gameplays on Facebook now. You're in the Facebook world again.
That's right. I've managed to re-lift my Facebook page and get that all going and start sharing that around and all that sort of stuff. So, because which we won't announce, which we won't talk about, we got some stuff in the making at the moment, which we'll announce in due time when it's ready. It's all going to link itself up together. So, but yes.
Exciting times, man. Exciting times.
It is. So, guys, of course, guys, thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you all in the next JayNAS podcast. Bye!
80 points! 80 points! Catch you later.
Bye.